Hello, StarCraft fans! This is Falcon Paladin coming to you with yet another daily Legacy of the Void upload, and today we have a game between Nerchio and uThermal on Defender's Landing, the latter edition. In the bottom left-hand corner of the map, we have the red Zerg player. It is Nerchio. And in the top right-hand corner of the map, we have the blue Terran player. It is uThermal. Now, this is not going to be a best of 5 or a compilation of any kind, because I'm kind of out of ideas for those. So put your comments, or put your suggestions in the comments for next Sunday of what you'd like to see for a compilation or a best of series, and you might see it in 1 week from today. Also, today at 6 p.m. I will be casting with Gauntlet SC2, casting their Gauntlet Global Open. Penguin. Well, not the penguin that you know, but a Korean penguin who is 14 or 15 years old may show up, and other players that you know as well. Snoot shows up from time to time. And there is a really, really amazing Korean player named Natural who basically breezed through the tournament last week and did not drop a map. So come over to twitch.tv/GauntletSC2 around 6 p.m. Eastern Time. Unless, I suppose, you happen to be being affected by Hurricane Irma, which entirely possible, and if that's true, you're probably not watching this cast anyway, so check it out. So again, suggestions for next Sunday, and check me out this Sunday, twitch.tv/GauntletSC2, where I cast with Jordan, who's actually in Florida, and I might actually be solo casting that thing, so come watch me try to solo cast for 4.5 hours. I don't know about this. This Reaper's name is the Hot Dog Butcher. The Hot Dog Butcher was the name of an infamous butcher who murdered people and ground his victims into hot dogs to sell. After getting caught, he was conscripted into the Reaper program due to his resistance to neural resocialization. If he's lucky, and as much as being a Reaper can be lucky, he'll be deployed against the Protoss or Zerg, as he is interested in finding out what Protoss and Zerg hot dogs taste like. That's a good one. The Hot Dog Butcher. Heading on out, quick pause there. Didn't forget to mention uThermal is Dutch. He's from Team Liquid, at Team Liquid Pro on Twitter, and Nerchio happens to be Polish. And, oh, I always forget what organization he's with. Did I just do a Nerchio cast? And I just looked this up. But get him confused with other players. And he's like the only one in this clan. And he's with Euronix Gaming. That's right, Euronix. So check them out too. Good organization if they have Nerchio involved, that's for sure. So Reaper hanging out, SCV scouting. Wow, late SCV scout here, but does check the timing on the extractor in the pool. The queen finishes him off there and notices there's no early lair, and I'm pretty sure he scouted this third base location too, so no early third either, which usually means some pretty early aggression here from your Zerg player. He already has a bunch of lings out, but look, he's using them to knock down his cooling tower and block off a way for the Terran player to get in instead of using them assertively. I feel like if they got out here across the map, especially with speed, they could do some damage. I mean, there's 2 Hellions, sure, but I mean, maybe they're going to go out now. But either way, this Reaper's going to have a hard time getting in here. Hot Dog Butcher says, oh, what? No, I have to go all the way down here, and then the Queens can block this ramp and this area. Okay, this is actually kind of genius from Nerchio. Can you not hop up here? Maybe you can't. This would make a lot of sense for why Nerchio's doing this. He's getting a third hatch now, about 50% complete. These lings are running up to see if there's a quick, maybe a third base they can kill here. Nah, nothing that fast from uThermal. And, oh, Hot Dog Butcher. No, the Speedlings. Oh, the Speedlings did not actually surround him when they could have, and they get chased away thanks to the help with some Hellions. So thank you, Hellions, for protecting Hot Dog Butcher today. And we do have a tech lab. Ooh, is it going to be Banshee? This starport is not lifting and landing on the tech lab, though, so no. Maybe not. Barracks is going to land on this reactor, though, so that's fantastic. And then, the factory is going to land on the tech lab. So probably a marine tank push coming here from uThermal. Evolution chamber on the way. Spore crawler coming up, just because, you know what, having spore crawlers never hurt any Zerg player. There's never been a Zerg player who's like, man, I really wish I didn't have any spore crawlers, or I didn't have these spore crawlers inside my mineral lines. And actually, this is a Widow Mine drop. It's a Widow Mine drop from uThermal. Spore crawler here for detection, which is really useful. Going to try to drop here on the outside. Can he still hit? He can still maybe sort of hit. And how about the other one? Not doing anything. Widow Mine has to burrow a little tiny bit closer, but taking shots from Queens. Can it get out of there? And the answer is no, completely dead. Other Widow Mine gets killed too before destroying anything. A Zergling has been killed, but I think that was up here. at uThermal's side of the map, and that is how you deal with a Widowmine drop, ladies and gentlemen. The Spore Crawlers in both mineral lines. Queens in position 2. Queens are, I mean, just really never stop making queens early game against Terran. Really good against Hellions, good against drops, good against small numbers of Marines. They're going to try to drop on your face here, and that's exactly what Nerchio is doing. Hellions trying to push on into the third base. No, once again, queens. That was the answer. That was the answer to this early aggression here. So tank is done for uThermal, or Thermi, as apparently he likes to be called sometimes. Tech Lab is getting stim. So that Widowmine drop actually delayed uThermal's ability to get that double medevac 816 Marine drop out, which is great for Nerchio. I mean, at this point, it is a 25 resources lost to 250, 10 times as many resources lost by uThermal compared to Nerchio in this game. Command Center upgrade coming in for uThermal too. He needs to get something done here in the next couple of minutes, or this game is not going to go well for him at all towards the mid-game. I just really don't see this working out well for the Terran player whatsoever. Fourth base, morphing in, well, building in here at the fourth base location, up and to the right of that third. Overlords moving in. They are solo Overlords. No sign of speed coming in for Nerchio. That's fine. He doesn't really need it. He's done so well in the early game. I don't know that he really needs fast Overlords at all. He does have some Overlords in scouting position, though, which is pretty useful. This one's going to die out here by the natural base. Third base is landed by uThermal. He's got a tank supporting it. He's got some Hellions supporting it here. Very defensive play here from uThermal. I mean, the good news is he didn't lose his Hellions, running them kind of willy-nilly into the base of Nerchio, but, I mean, he didn't kill anything either. It's kind of a trade-off. Creep spread looking fairly intimidating for Nerchio here at the 6.5-minute mark. Hellions going to try to burn down this fourth base. There are long-distance mining drones, but the drones need to get out of there. Oh, they're not getting out of there. Getting roasted up instead. Hot Dog Butcher's here, too. And the Ling trying to get that surround. Coming from both sides are the Zerglings. On top of the tanks, on top of the Hellions. Hellions are trying to burn them alive and actually doing okay with it. The tank is left behind. uThermal retreats. So many Zerglings here at this third base, though. Full retreat of SCVs by uThermal up into his natural. There's nothing defending that. If these Lings get in here, wow, look at all these Zerglings from Nerchio. And the SCVs from there have to retreat further, even into the main base. Zerglings here fighting. I don't know if you want to fight against this. Picking off a Widowmine, always a good idea. Another Widowmine gets killed. SCV's going back to work, and that's a good game from uThermal. Wow. Just a Ling flood from Nerchio. He was up 66 to 56 Harvesters, still had enough money for 59 Lings, and he lost 28 in that game too. So he was able to just basically flood speed Lings. Did he have upgrades on these guys? He had +1 armor, which makes them that much harder to kill from Marines and from tanks both. So that fourth base is in shambles. Natural base, really nothing to deal with that. There are 6 Marines on the field for uThermal right now. So yeah, just rebuffing that Widowmine attack was exactly what he needed to just say, I'm going to get +1 Lings with armor and go wreck. So good job there. It's a sneaky twofer. Obviously, you can tell because this cast is a lot longer than 7 minutes. And we'll be back with game 2 here between Nerchio and uThermal in just a second. Welcome back, StarCraft fans, to this best of 2 between Nerchio and uThermal here on Sequencer, the Ladder Edition. And actually, best of 2 makes no sense. This is actually a sneaky twofer, which I am fond of. In the bottom left-hand corner of Sequencer, the Ladder Edition, we have the red Zerg player. It is Nerchio, who's up 1-0. On the blue Terran player in the top right-hand corner, it is Liquid Thermal from Team Liquid. All right, so again, that game went probably as poorly as it could from a player of uThermal's caliber. That Widowmine drop just got absolutely wrecked. Usually your Widowmine drop can get at least 1 worker or 2, but no worker kills, no even hits, I don't think. The Widowmine's got nothing hit, which is just, ugh. I mean, I don't even play Terran, and that hurts. So Nerchio with the early Spore Crawlers just pretty much shut that thing down. And uThermal was super behind from that point on. Really delayed his ability to get any attacks out. Nerchio prepared properly on that map, on Defender's Landing, and just made it work, incredibly enough. Gonna go for actually extractor pool here into a hatch. Again, 3-rack sweeper is a very real problem for players who are playing against uThermal. And check that action out. Check that action out. It is ready. The first 2 are already out. The first 2 barracks, rather. I guess those of you who are saying, what, just listening, I'm like, what are you talking about, Falcon? There's already 2. There's already 2 barracks up. And I don't know, is there going to be a third one? There could just be a third one. We do have a Reaper group name ready to go here. There's that third barracks. So it's going to be Marky Mark and the Funky Bunch. Which is that Mark Wahlberg's? Like a reference to Mark Wahlberg when he was in a boy band. Well, I don't think it was called the Funky Bunch. Anyway, Mark Wahlberg, who actually, let's see, when was this? Last Thursday. He was heavily involved in the Patriot celebration for their NFL World Championship. Well, I got a World Championship in that nobody else really plays football, but Super Bowl Championship. Dang, where do they play now? Is it Foxborough for Gillette Stadium? I think that's what it is. Yeah, super involved. The Patriots came out against Kansas City, went 95 yards for a drive. Really easy touchdown drive. Everyone said, oh, the Pats are repeating. But then it turned into a really hard-fought back-and-forth game. Alex Smith for Kansas City had the game of his life, throwing for almost 400 yards and 4 touchdowns. And Kansas City actually won. Spoiler alert. So those of you who care about American football, which some of you do, I'm sure. It was a really good opening to the season. Great game, honestly. Reapers in here. 2 of them. This is where Nerchio knows. Okay, this is definitely 3-Rax Reaper. This is why I opened pool first against uThermal, because I know this is a definite possibility. And possibly based on what happened in game number 1 here, uThermal said, I don't know if I want to go into the mid game against Nerchio. If I can kill him early, that'll work out for me. And perhaps it will. Reaper, Reaper, Reaper. That's all it is. 3 at a time from uThermal. Let's see how Nerchio handles this. You know I'm a big fan of actually going for Ravagers against 3-Rax Reaper, but a Ling counterattack from Nerchio. Look at this guy. I don't need these Lings for defense back home. I've got Queens. I'm spreading creep. These Zerglings, I mean, they're not going anywhere, obviously. These 2 barracks are not going to let any Zerglings in. Oh, is he coming around from the backside? Trying to wrap up these Reapers in a bit of a circle hug, a hug of death, if you will. But no, they're just kind of, I think they're waiting for reinforcing Reapers to come in. He's taking a 3rd hatch. Nerchio, you're a crazy person. The Reapers got into the main mineral line. The Queen's a little bit too slow to deal with this, but the Reapers are a little bit trapped now. Nice KDA charge, blowing them away. But look, drones fighting for their lives, and it's working. Oh, wow. Amazingly well. Every single one of Marky Mark and the Funky Bunch are dead. Well, not all of them. I guess there are still 5 with 2 more on the way, but are they playing defense? Where the heck are they? Oh, they are. They're playing defense. Wow. Sacrificing some drones there. He did lose 5, as you can see on the left side, thanks to the Game Hearts interface. I mean, that's probably fair. If you can cut that Reaper group in half by sacrificing 5 drones, do it. If somebody gave you a button that would do that as Zerg, I recommend you do so as Falcon Paladin here. Is he going for a 3rd base? He's going for a 3rd base too as uThermal. Dang, these guys. I don't know how they can do this. I don't know how they can expand just so greedily while this early game stuff is going on here too. Yeah, the Lings are just waiting for reinforcing Reapers to come in by themselves and just get murdered by Lings hanging out in the middle of the map. So this Reaper group from Marky Mark and the Funky Bunch, I think Marky Mark is dead, but perhaps they have been taken over by a new leader whose name is something like Paul, I guess. Is Paul a good boy band name? It's kind of the first thing that came to mind. I don't know how creative I necessarily am there, but anyway, speaking of vocal creativity, check out the podcast. There's a link in the description. It is the Falcon Paladin Hour. Wade and I from Australia talk about all sorts of things. We talked about having a golden gay time in the latest episode, which again you can find by clicking. So just an hour a week if you want to hear us riff about things, kind of argue about things sometimes, but it's all good-natured because we are friends. We are friends from entirely opposite parts of the earth. It makes it a good time. Reapers, Marky Mark, and the Funky Bunch, round 2. Still running around trying to get stuff done here, but obviously Marine production continuing here for uThermal. Just more scouting it looks like the Reapers are doing. Check to see, is there a quick 4th base? There is not. I'm worried for Nerchio that this creep tumor might... Yeah, I was going to say, it's in the way of that hatchery. So the Lings took it down. Oh, actually canceled this too. They should have waited for that to finish. Dang it, Zerglings. Bad Zerglings. I guess the hatch will take over for that, though. Not too shabby. So we're 3 base to 3 base in it here. Both players have decided to kind of chill for a little bit. The Reapers do have a bit of map control. Baneling Nest on the way here for our Zerg player Nerchio. And here comes that drop. Here comes a double medevac drop. Once again, not quite a 16 Marine medevac drop because had to sacrifice some early resources for these Reapers. But still not bad for 6.5 minutes here to have 13 of them Not shabby at all. Unloading here, going to come in with the Reapers, with medevac support. This is going to help the DPS immensely here. This is really scary for Nerchio, but Overlord does scan this, or scout it rather, as uThermal scans ahead. There are Lings, there are Banelings, there are Marines. The Banelings are not quite here yet, and they're not going to have speed either, so this is interesting. KD8 charges real good. Ling Baneling against Marine Reaper, and Banelings getting some good hits in there, but forcing a pickup by uThermal. He does manage to escape with most of his units. Lost 5 Marines or so, but unloading just on the edge of the creep. Healing up, trying to go again. Queen really wants to kill these medevacs, but not going to allow it. Picking off creep tumors. Excellent decision there from the uThermal. +1/+1 on the way for uThermal. The Zerg player is working on +2 ground carapace, and +1 melee attack is almost done. So he's going to have +1/+1 on his Lings and his Banelings, with +2 carapace on the way too, which, again, good upgrades are really, really important in StarCraft 2. What I've noticed is some of the higher level Brood War games I've been casting, upgrades don't seem to matter quite as much. And I need someone to explain to me why that is. Are upgrades just that much better? They add that much more survivability and offense when you have upgrades here. I mean, that seems to be +3/+3 Marines are an entirely different animal when compared to +0/+0 Marines. Dropping in to this 4th base, which is brand new, is uThermal. Trying to pick off something. Can't really do it. Ling's trying to roll in. Needs some Baneling and some Queen support, though. Just getting massacred here. uThermal is being masterful with his Marines and his Reapers. His Reapers are having some effectiveness here into the mid-game, about 8.5 minutes in. But, oh, the Lings waiting for those medevacs to go drop outside of his 4th base. Good map awareness from Nerchio, recognizing where uThermal would want to go and getting some free kills that way. That was amazing. Some vertical hooks on the way. Just about complete. 10 seconds to go for Nerchio. Our Terran player is just working on a lot of barracks, working on +2/+2, getting some Widow Mines to add his composition. He already has 2 of those, and it's going to go 3 base forever, it looks like. Another attack here at the 3rd base. Woo! Of Nerchio. 9 and 13 kills on these Widow Mines. Are you kidding? These are much more effective Widow Mines than we saw in game number 1 here. Hydralisks out for Nerchio. Very good against medevacs. Muscular augments just about complete, as you can see on the right side, drawing your attention to what the game is telling you already. And actually pulling back is uThermal. Feels like maybe he got enough damage done. I don't know if I would feel that way, honestly. Did he not get the detection this time? He doesn't have the Spore Crawlers this time. Queen gets murdered by by that Widow Mine. Speed for Overlords coming in 10 seconds. Ground Carapace level 2 completing. Concussive Shells on the way too. Yeah, +2 armor Hydra is pretty great, but look at this giant train of blue from uThermal coming down from this top side here. Can they take down Nerchio here? The question is, can they? I don't know. Banelings with speed getting target fired pretty well here. This is a lot of +2/+2. Oh, they're almost +2/+2 Marines. A lot of +1/+1 Marines. KD8 charges still having pretty good effect on these Lings. A lot of Zerglings from Nerchio. Overseer here to detect any Widow Mines that are burrowed around here. There are, how many are there? There's 1 Widow Mine. 1 Widow Mine on the field. I thought there were going to be more than that. uThermal, his +2/+2 is done. It is completed. These guys are a lot scarier now. But again, +2 armor on the Hydralisks and the Lings and the Banelings makes this a little bit dicey. Widow Mine burrows and does not get any shots off before it is killed here. Chasing a small group of uThermal split off on the left side, and an attack on the right side going on at the same time. Banelings rolling and getting target fired down. And once the Banelings are gone, the Hydra's not as good anymore. Going Hydra Bane against a bio player. We've seen this before from Railgun. And I don't know. I don't know if it's going to be super effective here. It did not seem to work for him. But again, Nerchio's a really amazing player. Banelings getting some more decent hits in, but mostly on Marauders. The Marines are being kept alive, but the Hydra's picking off the medevacs. That's exactly what you want. Kill those medevacs, and you'll have a much easier time against Terran. 146 to 134 total supply. Marines, Marauders attacking on into these Hydras. And once again, just straight up in a battle, doing fairly well for themselves. And forced to run away when the Banelings pop on out. So we're at 4 base to 3 base. Nerchio, I feel like, would be more comfortable with 1 more, but he is getting an Ultralisk Cavern. I think, does he have the ability to go for a 5th here is the question of the day. I don't really see him working on it. He's going to have the money to do so on and off here through the next couple of minutes. A Zergling counterattack from Nerchio trying to head on up and see what's going on with uThermal on his side of the base. Marines Marauders picking off creep tumors very, very nicely, and landing his 4th base is uThermal. Ah, the control needed to make this thing happen. It's just Terran players, just watch and be amazed. Ah, the Zerglings got in here on this long-distance mining train. Picked off a few of these SCVs, has killed 13 of them to 7 drones killed at 71 to 59 total harvesters. Nerchio is up on that one. Chitinous plating, 2 Ultralisks in production, +3/+3 coming in here too. uThermal better have an answer for these Ultras. He better have ghosts or liberators or tanks or something. I'm not sure he is expecting 13-minute Ultralisks, and that is gonna prove a problem for him. Zerglings running around, getting chased down by the Zergling Hunt Squad of Marines and Marauders with that +2/+2. +3/+3 is about 100 seconds away. It's about a minute and change. 5th base is now coming in for Nerchio. Good. Excellent job here. So Ling, Baneling, Ultralisk, Hydra from Nerchio with some Queen support. So that's good anti-air. That's good to pick off these medevacs. He has killed 9 of them so far, which is exactly what you want to be doing. And 10,000 resources lost here for Nerchio compared to 8. Well, closer to 9 for uThermal. So very close game indeed. Zergling trying to kill a couple Marines on this low ground. They're going to get him. No, Marine survives with 5 hit points. Thanks to some friends who came from the high ground to save him. uThermal pushing in once more. You cannot rest. You cannot rest against a Zerg player, especially when they have Ultralisks coming, which I'm not entirely sure uThermal knows about that. Let's take a look. Oh, he does know about it. He scanned it. He scanned it. He's got a good Marauder count, more than you would normally see. 29, about 50-50 Marines and Marauders, which Marauders pretty good against Ultras, but fully upgraded Ultras are going to pose a bit of a problem here, I think, for the uThermal. Marauders here to pick off some more creep tumors. Not going to let this 5th base lie. No, actually going to scan on in, change his mind again, pick off some of these tumors, and then run for his life against these Banelings and get picked up by a medevac. Excellent, excellent job there by uThermal. Yeah, he knows there are Ultras coming. He's just making Marauders to counter. 5 Marauders at a time. He is switching it up quite nicely, and here that is so many Marauders. That's more than I've seen in a game against Zerg in a long time. Actually, uThermal pushing in towards this 3rd base or so of Nerchio and doing some good work, but this little Hydralisk Baneling Ultra counterattack up along this left side, the army is completely out of position for uThermal here. So we might actually see a bit of a base race here. Gonna push on into the 5th base. There are Infestors and Banelings and Ultras, and coming from both sides. uThermal's a little bit stuck down here, and his 4th base is toast. There are Banelings, Hydras, Ultras launching on in. That is completely gone. Running around in this low ground area here, taking out an Ultralisk. He does have 4 kills, 5 kills, still alive somehow, and he does get taken down, and that's a good game from uThermal. uThermal is defeated, and Nerchio is victorious. That is a 2-0 from Nerchio in this sneaky twofer. Saved all his bases, didn't end up losing a single space, single hatch in that game, which is something you definitely want to do, and only 7 drones died. 7 in this game. That's quite amazing, actually. Ridiculously so. Phew. All right, so that's going to be it from me. This has been Falcon Paladin coming to you with yet another daily Legacy of the Void upload. Go ahead and hit that like button. Hit that subscribe if you like what you saw and what you heard today. You can also catch me on Twitter, Facebook, and Patreon, all at /Falcon Paladin. And until next time, as always, thank you so much for watching, and you take care of yourself.